Can somebody please tell me why tapering is so hard? I feel like this is supposed to be the easy bit of a training block, but oh my gosh, every single time I find it so hard. I am just over 2 weeks away from my biggest challenge yet, which is a 24-hour endurance race. It's called a last one standing, where you have to do as many loops as you can within 24 hours. Each loop is 8.8 kilometers with 350 meters of elevation. So it's going to be so hard, and it's here in the UAE, and so it's going to be hot in the middle of the day. I am excited and anxious. It's going to be so hard mentally, and I have never run for or done anything for this long, so I am intrigued as well. And I guess that's the hard thing about endurance events, is like the anticipation. You just can't predict how it's going to go, or you know, what to expect on the day. There's so many variables, like the weather and just how you feel overall, which I guess is why tapering is so important. But you really, like, I guess why I find tapering so hard is because you really just have more time to think about the race, which is actually kind of a waste of energy, because you can only control what you can control, and there's not really that much point thinking about it, because, you know, aside from planning your strategy, you know, what will be on that day. You can only bring what you can bring on the day, and really the race in a way has been run or done before in the training that you've done. Yeah, it's a lot of time with your own thoughts, which, do we need that time for this right now? No, but it is what it is. So today I thought I would just talk you through how I taper as a beginner endurance runner, and why I choose to do it the way I do. So this will be my third big challenge that I've done this year and / ever. My first one was in February, which was a 50-kilometer ultramarathon in New Zealand with 1,000 meters of elevation. And the second one being a 56-mile race in Scotland, which is 90-something kilometers with 3,000 meters elevation. And then this one, which is on November 1st, which who knows how far we'll go, but this one will definitely be 24 hours of grinding. So I like to base my tapering on what I've learned about my body on the last endurance events that I've done. And I think one of the biggest learning curves that I've had is that as a beginner, it takes so long for our bodies to recover. Like, we're not pro athletes who, you know, have strong foundations for, I don't know, running and racing, and, you know, we can't just bounce back in 2 weeks and then go back to a training block or whatever. Not that really the pros do that anyway. But for me personally, it takes like over a month for my body to be okay. And that includes really going to the gym and like doing anything remotely close to what I was doing before. So based off that knowledge, I like to kind of taper for almost a month before, because I know it takes that long for my body to kind of restore back to what it originally was. Yeah, tapering for me is just maintaining. It's taking down the weights that I'm doing at the gym. It's making my runs easier, and if they're going to be intense, it's making them shorter, so it's less stress on my body. And it's doing a lot of cross training, so like swimming a little bit, maybe some walking, and that sort of stuff. As I mentioned at the beginning of the video, my head is just constantly, like, the closer we get, I'm just thinking about the race. So I also try and like to keep busy and do all the things with friends that I have not been doing because of my training in this time as well, just to like keep busy essentially. The other thing that I really like to focus on is foam rolling and stretching. My brother actually told me, who is a ex-pro tennis player, that for the amount of exercise that you do, you should spend the same amount of time focused on recovering your body. So i.e. if you do like an hour of training, you should spend an hour focusing on recovery, whether that's foam rolling, getting massage, or stretching. So obviously I don't follow that. I'm not a pro athlete, and I'm also, you know, maybe not that disciplined, but when I'm tapering, I like to just roll everything out, especially kind of now, you know, like we're about 2 weeks before the race, not the week of, just in case you aggravate something, but you know, like 2 weeks before, I like to foam roll. So that's basically what I'm spending my time doing. During taper, I do constantly ask myself, like, have I done enough? And I find it really hard to not train. I feel this like need or almost a panic to be like, right, I'm just gonna go lift a little heavier, or I feel like I need to go for a run and just, I don't know, it's this weird craving to keep improving. What I like to do when I have those thoughts is basically look back on all the training that I've done and to think about any previous experiences that I've had. I keep a training journal. So anytime I do big exercises, like a long run, or if it's something big at the gym, maybe I will take notes and write down how I feel and have like the date beside it. Just because when I get into these like train of thoughts of like, have I done enough? Am I tapering too long? Like, am I hurting? Like, am I going to hurt my chances of being the best me? Reflecting on that is actually so helpful, because it's just weird how, in a way, we all have short-term memory loss because you just forget about the work that you've done in a way. Like, you can remember, but you don't remember exactly how hard you worked. And like I say, really the race is run before you get there, because it's everything that you've done before to get to that point. The other thing I like to focus on is, of course, eating. Not necessarily carb loading, but just like really part of the recovery is eating and sleeping, I guess. Your biggest recovery happens when you sleep. So I like to eat to fuel my body so that it can, you know, get everything that it needs to recover and be strong. And sometimes that includes even putting on weight, which is fine because I know that during the event I'm gonna lose a whole bunch of weight. So yeah, just like eating good though, you know, no Mackie D's. But eating, sleeping, all of that as well is really important for me to focus on when I'm tapering. But yeah, overall, like, I'm excited, I'm nervous. I know that, you know, no matter kind of how much work I put in, I think I will always be feeling this way. And before I did the 56 miles in Scotland, I definitely felt this way. I can remember messaging people who had done 100k races being like, have I done enough? And yeah. And the other thing that like for me personally that I need to remember is, you know, I'm stronger than what I was. I've done more work. I did that event. Your body remembers that kind of stuff. So yeah, it's gonna be fine. And every time that you choose to do something hard, it's gonna get easier. So I need to remember that. But it's been a really fun training block here in the UAE. I've been out in the desert running, in the mountains. I've learned to run at night. And I don't know, I've just gotten to know myself better, and I've made some really good friends as well. So, and that's all part of it. You know, people ask you, why do you run? Why do you enter these events? Like, I don't get it. Why would you put yourself through that? And the answer to that is, yeah, I mean, it is kind of crazy. But it's not just about the race. It's about everything that gets you to that race. It's about learning more about yourself. It's about unlocking different levels of yourself, getting to know how your body works, you know, what can I eat? Learning the impact of alcohol and lack of sleep. And it's about also, you know, being with other people and going through this immensely hard challenge or immensely hard training and creating these friendships that just go deeper than what you would find if you went out for dinner. It's, you know, connection, it's hard work, it's challenging yourself, and it's going further than what you ever thought was possible. When I finished Scotland, I was crying. I was so happy and overwhelmed. I just couldn't believe that I could do this.
Let's go, Vinda! Oh my gosh! Vinda! She's done it! Woohoo!
You know, I'm sure in this event coming up, all going well, those same emotions will come out. And I guess for me, part of endurance running is not only about the journey of getting to know yourself and making friendships and connections, it's also experiencing these unbelievable emotions and feelings that you just don't really get in ordinary life, because we live such a placid kind of life in a way. Well, I do anyway. So it's, you know, feeling immense emotions of pride and strength, and just feeling so powerful. And yeah, that's part of the journey. And that, to answer the question of why would you do this, it's all of those answers, and understanding what's important in life. For me personally, living in Dubai can be, you know, very materialistic, and maybe you put your values on things that actually in the grand scheme of things don't matter. And running for me, and all this training and hard work has it just reminds me that there's more to life than what you own, or I don't know, how much money you have or whatever. It just shows me that actually, like, the most important things to me, I guess anyway, are, you know, health, having strong connections, being happy, and just, I don't know, bringing the best out of you and the people around you without sounding too corny. But yeah, so just over 2.5 weeks. I'm excited to see what happens. And I know that, you know, when that 24 hours is up at 6 in the morning on a Sunday, that I'm going to be so happy, and that the emotions will be flying high. So if you want to come along for the race, make sure you like and subscribe. I'm not 100% sure how I'm going to share this race, but let me know if you want me to make a video about it in the comments. Maybe I'll be persuaded, but it's going to be hard yakka making a video and pushing myself. But if enough people are interested, then, you know, maybe. But yeah, thank you for watching and listening to my thoughts, and I will see you on the next video.